Boom. Yo, what's up? It's Justin Hale, aka Prince of the Six, and you're watching Mobility TV. Let's get it.
Back on the top again, check the stats, ooh, shit. Back on the board again, back on the map, ooh, shit. Wait, I just got my team, got the team, dream team, shit. I just got the bean, triple bean, shit. But how she fell in love with the old me? She acting friendly now, but I can be a homie. City girls, they up 1,000 points, I should've silver. Kinda set it straight, set the way, I gotta get 'em.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Mobility TV here. Got a special guest with me, first time with me interviewing a guest on my show. He requested me to be here, so I try.
Come on, I was like, you gotta put your face in the camera.
I try not to take the shine away or just give them the shine, but my guy, he wants me to join him today. So, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man?
Man, on top, man, for those that don't know me, this is Justin Hale, aka Prince of the Six on Instagram. I feel like I rep my city hard and a lot. So if you haven't heard about me, definitely come check me out, come tap in. I'm pretty sociable, and we'll see what's popping.
So let's get back to the nitty gritty. So, are you born and raised in Seattle?
No.
Okay, so where were you born and raised?
Born and raised, if you want to be specific, Lompoc, California, and then raised Riverside.
Okay, so you went to school in those places? Elementary, middle school, high school?
Moved around a little bit. So I started elementary in Riverside, well, really Riverside County, so in Paris, and then ended up moving around a lot. My dad, he's my stepdad, but that's my dad. Ended up joining the military, which was cool when I was a little bit older. So I got to live overseas for a little bit. Got to live in Italy and shit for a little bit. That was cool. And then I ended up finishing and graduating high school back in California, in Riverside County.
Okay. So did you go to college or anything like that?
Yeah, I ended up going I went my freshman year to the campus at the University of Arizona, but I ended up, and my parents ended up divorcing and everything like that. So I ended up having to drop out and just started selling hella weed on campus, honestly, to like make money until I figured out what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So did you graduate from college?
Not yet, no. I'm actually back in school. I'm going online at the University of Arizona Global Campus. I got like 39 out of 120 credits done, so I got 81 left, and I'm like a sophomore. And my degree is cyber and data security tech.
Oh, okay.
Bachelor of Science. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you said did you finish that? Did you finish, or you say you're going back?
No, I'm in school now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't graduate for a little bit. I got 81 credits left, so I'm a sophomore technically.
Okay, and how old are you, brother? If you don't mind
27.
27 years old.
94, baby. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Got it tatted on the arm.
Already got his path ahead of him. So, besides that, what landed you in Seattle? Because this is all, you're saying you're doing all this stuff back, in the East Coast, the north, not the Northwest, but the West Coast.
West Coast, and then overseas. Yes.
What's that? Southern California, I should say. Okay, so how did you end up in Seattle?
I mean, it's hard because I don't want to take up too much time getting super deep into the nitty gritty. But if you want,
no, just do what you got to do, bro. Tell us what you can, man.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I was selling a lot on campus, and I started selling with this girl, to be honest. And we ended up kind of starting like a little thing. We like dated for a little bit, and then ended up getting pregnant. It was crazy. We ended up getting robbed at gunpoint, which was wild. Had to handle that, and then that forced us to move for a bit to my mom's, and then after that we moved and got a 5-bedroom house with a couple people, and I was trapping out of there, and then we ended up having my daughter, conceiving my daughter. And then that's when I found out, she's from Washington. She was my daughter's mother. And so she was from, I'm gonna butcher this shit, but she's from Puyallup. I think that's how you pronounce it. But she's from out there. And so we just made a decision. It was like, are you moving to Southern California, or you want me to move to Washington? So I moved up to Washington. Unfortunately, when my daughter was 2, her mother ended up wanting to explore other relationships, I should say, without, being too, deeper, being rude about it. But like, basically, that led to us splitting up, and when my daughter was 2. And so basically what happened is I had some decisions to make. It was either leave Washington and go back to Cali, but then it became a situation of leaving my daughter, or how we battled that out, right? Yeah. So ultimately I decided to stay in Washington.
Okay.
Ended up copping a job at Nordstrom in the city, the flagship one. So I was boom, back and forth, got me a car. And then it's natural progression to want to work closer to where you, or live closer to where you work. I was going to the city a lot, met a couple friends, my first early friends, and then made the decision ultimately to hang out there more. And it was during that time that I ended up meeting Tia. And then, you know what I'm saying, me and her just got everything popping. And I ended up, being in Seattle long term. And then, pretty much, it's been up from there, man. But I've been doing music.
That's what I wanted to get into.
Forever,
that's what I'm saying. Like, tell the people what you're actually here for. What are you here for? Tell them what you're actually here for.
Man.
What is this interview about?
This interview, honestly, I feel like the biggest pool is my art now. You know what I mean? That and the fact that recently, in the last couple months, I signed my second deal to a modeling agency, which is SMG, which is in the city. They're the second I think they're the largest model agency in the city. And you have, or they're at least the original. You have SMG, and then you have Hefner. I was signed to both. Currently, I'm signed to SMG though, and then on the side of that, a lot of people in the city know me more for my music.
Oh, okay. So for your music, so let's get back to that. So
you got that lighter too.
And what point of time in your life did you decide to want to write? When was the writing aspect of your life? Because you have to start writing first. What did you start writing? Did you start writing stories or poetry?
Neither. So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna just be straight out with you. So you hear a lot of people say like, oh, I started doing music at 9, yada, as a kid, and sometimes it's cap. But no bullshit, I got a glass trophy in my house from a talent show I won at 9 years old for rapping. And it was at that point, being on stage, I realized I liked that shit a lot. As a kid, I was kind of lanky and shit, so it was hard trying to find your place, right? As a kid, as every kid, hard trying to find a place where you fit in, where you feel like you belong. And being on stage is where I really felt in. So after that, I completely went left from like rapping kinda and went more into just like music for real. So just to be
what point of your life was that when you really got into the music and you was like, this is it?
That was like once I was able to get in a band and shit. Like, so that's probably middle school. When you able to get, because I started playing like tenor saxophone and shit. And so that's when you start learning more like music theory. You start really learning more. I had a cool ass band teacher, so you start learning more about just like music. I was playing jazz with the sax and shit, like after class and shit. So not to touch on it too long, but I wrote a song on piano, transposed, and I had my whole band at school play it for like the winter concert, which was cool. But after that, that's when I fell in love, when I knew I really liked this shit. And then from there, I feel like that's when sound, I was like, okay, playing the instruments is really dope, but I love using my voice, and I love stuff. So I learned how to start singing and stuff, but really that's just because nobody would sing my hooks and stuff for me. So I'd start singing to myself, and it would trash. But over time, I feel like it gets better. A lot of session singing in the shower too. So
that's how I feel about my talent too. Over time, it gets better. And
it gets better, bro. And so you just gotta stay on that shit if it's something you really see yourself wanting to do.
Exactly. Consistency. Consistency.
Big time. It's literally deep, bro. Like, you think you don't practice, but you should practice, man. And it's like with anything. And after that, I just fell in love with writing, and I always used to have a bunch of notebooks. And then I stopped writing in notebooks, started writing on my iPhone, and you can ask them now. We're about to drop a documentary about it, but I don't really even write anymore now. Like, now it's just I go in and just say what I feel, like real deal, honestly, like just in the moment. Sometimes we don't even build the beat first. We'll just build the beat in a session, so it's super organic.
Let's we talked about school. Let's get into the modeling thing. What did you do? What's going on with that?
So most recently, and this is cool, in the last couple days, I just did a collab with Isaiah Thomas. I just did a collab with Isaiah Thomas, Slam Magazine, and basically Slow Grind Media, which Slow Grind is his clothing line that he's doing, and it's really, really dope. I definitely tell everybody, especially because Isaiah is local to Washington, especially in Tacoma, really, to go and please check out the clothing brand, check out his page. He's local, dude's a legend, you know what I'm saying? And he works hard as shit, so go check that stuff out. We just did that collab with the model and stuff, and then I just ended up doing acting class last week for this movie that I'm working on.
That's the next question I wanted to ask you. I wanted to get into that, like what we were talking on the phone, and you were saying something about acting, and you was going to do a movie and things like that. So why don't you explain to the people a little bit about that? Yeah,
of course. So the movie I'm working on right now, and I say I'm working on, it's more one that I'm working on a part in. You know what I mean? It's called Club Rain. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, so I'm just gonna stop there. It's called Club Rain.
Okay.
What I will say is just look out for it. You know what I mean? And that is gonna be dope. I have been in acting class. You know what I mean? So I'm sharpening up those skills there. So I just encourage everybody to just kind of tap in and follow me on, you know, Instagram at princeofthesix, and just kind of stay tuned, because that kind of stuff is going to be coming out, you know, rapidly once we're allowed to start doing more things after the COVID stuff is lifted. So it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, and then one more thing I want to talk to you about. We was on the phone saying that you wanted to do your own business.
Yeah.
It was like you wanted to open up a coffee shop. You want to talk about that? Hold on, we want to take a few seconds. Just take a few seconds.
The details.
This is just a little few seconds, okay?
Heart is up, it's going up. It's up, you don't wanna be alone. It's hard as up, going up. It's hard as up, you don't wanna be alone. It's hard as up, you don't wanna be alone. Going up. What the fuck?
PY the fucking rock star.